Hello guys, welcome to Daddy in the Don. We're on. I didn't do the countdown. Straight onto the show today. Today we're here to preview Premier League Week 28 games. We're going to do all the games where we have fans on the show, and then we'll go through the rest very briefly. Today's my guest next to me, Maka. Hello, Maka. Welcome back on the show.
How you doing, mate? How you doing, lads? You all right? Good.
Good. Thanks for coming on. Next to him, down the middle, Shahan, the biggest Man United fan from Hayes ever. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for having me.
Next to him, making his debut for the show, for the channel, it's Chelsea fan Luca. Hello, Luca.
Hello, how you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Down at the bottom, Mr. English, as they call him, it's Fulham fan Paul Beresford.
Hello, thank you for having me on.
Cool. Next to him, we know who this guy is, comes on regularly. Chaki's channel out, Tariq Talks. It's my man T, Tariq.
Nice to see you, Graham. Big up the Don and everyone in the panel and in the chat.
And finally, but not last, of course, it's the main man himself. It's the man that everyone wants to tie down to a contract on YouTube. It's Chelsea fan, Huddersfield fan, possibly a Man United fan as well. It's Hanif.
Big up, everyone. Evening. How you doing?
Good. All right, so we'll kick off. Maka's only going to be in for a bit, so we're going to start off with this game first. Chelsea versus Burnley. Got three Chelsea fans on here, Hanif, Luca and Maka. I'll start with you, Maka. He's gone. We'll carry on without him. I'll go with you then, Luca. Regarding this game, is this an easy 3 points or is it going to be harder because where Burnley are in the league, Luca?
Burnley's always a tough game. Every match against Burnley is always tough. And considering our current form, it's going to be a tough game. Look at the game against Luton. Tuchel put out a strong squad. Yeah, maybe we could put on Sarr, who's not so good, but overall it was a pretty strong squad. And look, we only just won that. So every game against Burnley is going to be tough. And this one will be a tough game, but I think it'll be 3 points for Chelsea.
Yeah, Hanif, I'll go to you. Do you agree with Luca? Do you think this should be 3 points or is it a bit trickier than that?
Because of the way things are at the moment, there's a lot of instability. Burnley have kind of always been a bit of a bogey team for Chelsea, I would say. I know about 3 seasons ago at home, we lost to them. Every team has that one team that has... gets under their skin, and Burnley seems to be that team for us. If you look at Burnley at the moment, they've got some really, really good players. They've bought well in terms of Kone and Weghorst, if that's how you pronounce it. So and Sean Dyche is playing a bit more football now. So I think we'll get over the line, but we'll just get over the line. But I am a bit. I am wary of Burnley because they've got some form behind them as well. So and they might want it more than Chelsea. I think the Chelsea players do have to stand up and be counted and make sure that we get 3 points. If not, listen, top 3 is not confirmed yet, and everybody's going to be watching Chelsea. And if Chelsea lose that game, I'm telling you, these sharks below us are looking to take over, so we've got to be very careful.
Maka, and he said about top 3. If Chelsea does lose this, are you worried that you might not finish in the top 3, or regardless of the result, third sort of sewn up for you lot? He's gone again. I'll carry on. I'll go to you, Luca. I'll ask you that question. Are you worried about finishing outside the top 3? I know it doesn't really matter, really, but in theory, you want to be above other teams.
Well, Arsenal in form are not doing too bad. They're in a race. Man United are in a race. It just depends how everyone does. But I feel that it's going to be tight because Chelsea are starting to lose a bit of form. I know we're doing amazing. And then these past few games, losing a bit of form. So I'm worried about top 3. As if we get top 4, I'm happy about that. But there could be a bit of a race to see who gets third place.
I'll just go to Tariq. Tariq, Eagle Eye Football, by the way, big up to his channel. I watched his show the other day, and there was a few Man United fans who said that they think they'll finish third above Chelsea. What do you think about that?
That's just Man United fans in general. Like the delusion is ridiculous. I know our fan base gets really painted with that picture. If you don't know, I'm an Arsenal fan, but to think that this poor United side who can't even grab 1 point against Watford could go and finish third in the league, it's beyond belief for me. For them to believe that, but hey, Chelsea are in this. They are definitely in this little top 4 race at the moment, and I think this is where Tuchel's worth is really going to show. See how good of a manager he is. How can he deal with, as Lucas says, that downturn in form and having this a bit of, this around the club. We've seen it at our club, haven't we, Graham? We've seen the little controversy, these things. They affect the atmosphere, and let's see how this will affect Chelsea, and this will be where Thomas Tuchel earns his money, really.
Macca, can you hear me? Macca? Connection problems. I'll go to you, back to you, Hanif. Was it good to see Werner and Lukaku get a goal during the week, or does not really matter because it was against Luton?
It was good that they scored. It's nice. But listen, look, it was going to be. I don't think the FA. I don't think you can underestimate the FA Cup. I think any team that's in the FA Cup, especially when they're a team doing well in the Championship, when they've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, and at one moment we were 2-1 down, and I'm just like, hey up, it looks like London's about to be conquered. But then we stepped up and we basically showed that we are the superior team, and we got the job done. And that's what it's about. Listen, the FA Cup's not about playing amazing football. It's about getting the job done, and that's what Chelsea have been doing for a long time. The results, all that matters. Obviously, we've got a far superior side than Luton. When you look at us on paper, well, we should have anyway, because of the amount of money we've spent. But ultimately, job done, and we move on to the next one.
Obviously, while we were talking, we did have a new person enter the stream. Unfortunately, Mac is struggling with connection problems, so I don't know if he'll be back on. But hello, Luke. Nice to see you again. Tottenham fan, how are you?
Yeah, up and down.
I thought Mac looked a bit different.
It's a bit Spursy, isn't it? Anyway, Tottenham get battered. Everywhere. Oh, no, I was that. Anyone else got anything else to say about this game, Burnley versus Chelsea? All right, we'll start with a score prediction. I'll start with you, Shahan. What's the score going to be?
I think Chelsea's going to just win this 2-1.
Oh, did you say me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear you. Yeah, I agree with Shahan. I think it's going to be a tight 2-1.
Hanif?
3-2 Chelsea.
Luke?
I think there might be a bit of disarray at the minute, a bit of uncertainty at Chelsea. Burnley hitting a bit of form. I'm going to go against the grain and go for a 1-0 Burnley win.
Paul?
For me, I think Burnley get a point out of this. I'm going to go 1-1.
And Tariq, finally you?
Fair play to Luke and Paul, because Burnley did pick up a point when Chelsea were in much better form at the early point in the season. I think it will be 1-0 Chelsea. Can't see him scoring more than that. And yeah, Burnley having their troubles at times.
Yeah, cool. Just got a message from Mako. Unfortunately, he's having a connection problem. He says 2-0 Chelsea. He says big up everyone, and hopefully it'll be on in the near future. Regarding me, I think Chelsea win this 1-0, and I think Lukaku gets the go. We'll move on. All right, Man City versus Man United. Now, going by what Man United think, this should be an easy win for Man United, surely, Shahan?
I don't know what fans said that we're going to finish above Chelsea, but I don't agree with that. I think Man United will finish fourth. I think Chelsea will finish third, and it will be between Liverpool and City for the title. But yeah, it's not going to be easy because now City know Liverpool are on their tails. They're not going to come out, like they're comfortable. They're going to go out for the win. But on the other hand, we do have a good record against City at the Etihad Stadium. So, Could go either way, but I can see City not rolling over. They've got the better squad, better team. They've got more to lose. Obviously, we are fighting for top 4, but at the moment, how we're playing, I'll be glad if we come away with a point. To be honest.
Any improvement under Ralph, or is it a case of just having what you got into next year and getting a class manager, or do you think he's actually done all right with what he's got? Any positives, basically?
I mean, under Ralph, I can see that we're moving a little forward, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's something major because it's still up and down. A team like Manchester United, we should be up there fighting for the title. We shouldn't be fighting with Arsenal for 4th place. So, I can see the little improvements. I guess we're conceding less. He's bringing out the best of Elanga, I guess, which is a positive, especially with what's happening with Mason Greenwood. That's another story. But, I guess he is bringing our best out of the younger players. But again, I don't see us. We need to be up there. We need to be fighting for the title. I think once we get back to fighting for the title, then I can say that's Manchester United.
Yeah.
I think you said that all wrong. I think you've said that all wrong.
Go on, Hanif. What do you reckon?
I think you've said that all wrong. Listen, look, me and Tariq have had this conversation about Arteta as well, and I said, look, the guy needs time. And this is the thing about United. Fair enough, whatever your thoughts are about the manager, but that guy's come in and steadied your ship, and you're talking about a different manager. No one's going to be able to settle Manchester United until structurally you get it right. Your board came out this week, didn't they? They've kind of changed their point of view on what they should be aiming for. They want to win trophies now, which was surprising. I was just wondering, what did your board want to do before? What was the objective? And I'll be honest with you, you're going to be nowhere near, man. You're going to be nowhere near until structurally you sort Manchester United out. And,
if I can just interject, just to add to that, Hanif, as well, I think United fans will not be happy until they get another Alex Ferguson, and that's never going to happen.
And that makes sense. I understand that as well, but it's just reality. Like
you have to understand where you are. I've said it before. They had their good run. They had their good years with Ferguson, and towards the end, he done a lot with not very much. He was a once in a generation manager, and I think United fans are still expecting that. You're never going to get that again. You need to get into the modern game. The thing that happened as well with Ferguson, what people don't realise is he didn't have the best run of games when he started. If he was a modern manager, he would have been sacked, and he was on the verge of being sacked. So unless you actually give managers time, they're not going to be able to produce the same kind of results as what Ferguson did over the years. So I think there needs to be patience with certain people. I'm not saying that Rangnick's the man for the job, but there also needs to be an understanding as to, for things to actually start clicking and for you to find an ethos again, you actually need to have someone in the job for more than a year.
Do you know what? I just want to say you are right in principle, Luke, in terms of time. But what's the point in giving time if they're not going to have the structure around him to really grow? Like that time that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had time, and they still weren't able to really push on and move. Yes, they had a little bit of an upturn in terms of where they were with Mourinho, but because of that lack of structure, nobody is going to thrive there.
I think that's where they missed the boat with Moyes. Moyes was the named successor from Ferguson. He was the man that Ferguson said he wanted there. They didn't give him sufficient time. Obviously, we're seeing what a decent job he's doing at West Ham. I do think they do need a world-class manager, but at the same time, at the moment, I think things have got so much work in the club in terms of players' egos and thinking that they're bigger than the club. Manchester United is still a massive club, and I think they need to get the right players in. They need to give a manager time, but that manager needs to be driven in their ideology. They need to know what it is they're looking to achieve and how they want to play. And they need to get the fans on side with that. In a similar vein to Pochettino with us. And maybe that's why a lot of United fans are crying out Pochettino. Not that I think he's necessarily a world-class manager.
But yeah,
I
just
think-
one more
sorry,
thing.
go on.
Just one more thing quickly. The reason why Pochettino wasn't a success in the end because the board didn't back him enough to make those decisions in terms of getting rid of players that needed to, that turnover, getting in the right players, and that's why there's going to be a ceiling, always going to be a glass ceiling if your board aren't backing the manager, not just in terms of time, but in terms of making the decisions.
Yeah, I
think-
agree with that. But then I think you also need to look at the whole PSG thing as well, in terms of limited success with them. And I think he's a good coach. I think he does instill an ethos into the players and a mentality. But I think when it comes to certain managerial decisions in terms of substitutions when things aren't going your way and things like that, he's lacking. And he might develop that with time, but that's where I see something that's holding him back at the moment.
I just want to say Manchester United at this moment in time looks similar to what Liverpool were before Klopp arrived, and it could be a very long time. And I don't know if this, the fans of today or the fans of the last 10 years, I don't know if they're willing to stick around with their clubs. Like, look what's going on with Chelsea at the moment. And you know what? I'm not even stressed because I've been there, I've done that, and I've seen my club be extremely successful. And I know football goes in cycles, and I don't know what's going to happen over the next 3 to 6 months. But if we go back to the way things were, I don't mind, because at the end of the day, that's football. But in terms of this game, I don't know if Manchester United are going to be willing to play the way Tottenham were. I don't know if Bruno or Pogba can be, the Harry Kane and just hit him on the counter, because there's a lot of space in behind those wingers. And then, Ollie's beaten Pep at the Etihad twice, maybe 3 times. And it's pretty simple what you need to do against Pep. The only thing is, are Manchester United willing to adopt that strategy under Ralph? And I think last week, was the first time which I thought, barring Sancho, I think he's found his best team. Now, he needs time. I just don't understand why the board wouldn't give this guy a chance. Why wouldn't you give this man the job? Give him 3 years and give him time. I think he could do it. I really think he could do it. But if you're not going to back him and you want to get somebody else, maybe Ralph doesn't want it, just thinks these guys are just a joke. But I think United have got the manager. I just think he needs 3 to 5 years to sort it all out. And then he can build the structure around him. I'm sure it's not going to be that difficult, because he's already bringing in a psychologist and a fitness expert from America. He's probably called Tariq and said, listen, you come in as well. We could do with your expertise. So I think they've got the right man in place. And I just think, you know what, give him the job. I think it's stupid to just keep messing about. We want Pochettino, we want Ten Hag, because it just feels like it's the same thing that's been going on at Manchester United. But hey ho, if that's what they want to do, then it'll be the same again next season. And you just have to look at the trajectory of Manchester United. You're just up to second, back to 4th or 5th, up to second again, and it just reminds me of Liverpool Football Club. And it's sad, but that's football.
Yeah. Shahan, do you agree with a lot of this? Do you know that?
Yeah, I mean, regarding Ralph,
to be-
he's saying to keep him, but CV-wise, I don't think it's anything amazing. I think, likes of Manchester United, we need a top manager, to be honest.
But,
And I would
but
take
what do you mean?
Ten
Okay.
Ten
Take
Hag
the best
hasn't
manager
really-
in the world, bro. Who's Ten Hag, man? Come
Well, that's
on,
the
man.
thing.
What do you
What
know
he's
about Ten
done with
Hag?
Ajax, what he's done with
Oh
Ajax,
my,
I think is
bro, he's got a
phenomenal.
structure
So I
though.
think if you look,
I disagree with you, Hanif, because I think the football under Ralph is absolutely pony. They look a worse team. And what you said about how Ollie had attacking football. That's why Man United sacked him, because they let him too many goals. Ralph is going to go to Man City, play defensive football, and he's going to get ripped apart. It's going to get ripped apart.
Graham, who
City
plays
are gonna be
attacking football against City, man? Come on, man. Think about what you're saying.
You've got to play that sort of football. Ralph's not going to play that. He's going to play for the draw, and it's going to go against them. Listen, we'll move on to City. I just want to get a neutral opinion. I'll go with you, Luca. If Man United let City have the ball, it's going to end up in tears. Am I right there?
Definitely. Just easy as that, definitely. It's just like, okay, one player, cannot start. I'm sorry. People may disagree. I don't know. I don't care. But Maguire, he cannot.
Yeah, it's crap.
Everyone's
Yeah.
going to get through, and Maguire's he's gonna mess up. It's always something to do with him. Every time, well, not every time, most times, Man United concede a goal. It's something to do with Maguire. It's something to do with Maguire. He messes up. Someone runs past. It's something to do with him. Someone needs to replace him. I don't think he should get started. I don't think Rav should start him.
Shahan, do you agree with that? Do you reckon it should be Varane and Lindelof for the rest of the season?
Maguire is just overrated. Don't get me wrong, he was decent at Leicester, but the price we paid for him, I don't know what has happened to him, but he's crap. I think it should be Lindelof and Varane starting at the back.
Okay. Anyone else got anything else to say about this game? Bar Hanif. All right, we'll start with the score predictions. I'm going to do a different order this time. Paul, you're quiet. What's your prediction on this one then?
I don't see United getting anything out of it at all. I think if City turn up, they'll absolutely smash them a bit. So I'm going to go 3-0 City.
Luke, what do you reckon?
I was going to go for a 4-0 City.
Tariq?
If City turn up, it should be a walkover. But United, they could do something. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it'll be a smashing. I think 2-0 City.
Hanif, what do you reckon?
I think it's going to be a draw. I think United will score, and I think we'll get away with one. I think it'll be 2-2.
Luca?
No, clean sheet for City. I think it's going to be 3-0 City. I don't see Man United scoring at all.
And finally, down the middle, what's the score going to be? 5-0 United?
I wish. No, I can see City coming out with a point to prove. Obviously, they got the title to lose. We only got the 4th place. And I can see this all being City's way, but I think United is going to score right at the end and take that draw 1-1.
I think Luke Spurs might have done you some not good service by grabbing a win. If they would have lost, then maybe
then a chance. Agreed. I think losing to Tottenham at home, it's the wrong time to play City. They're going to come and smash you. I think it's going to be 4-0. I think it's a thrashing. Anyway, we got no one from this, no fans from these two teams, but we'll do a score prediction because it is a big game. The title race is up for grabs. So, just a score prediction. I'll start with you again. This time, Shahan. Score prediction for Liverpool versus West Ham.
Oh, Liverpool is going to win this easily, 3-1.
Luca.
Yeah, easy win for Liverpool. 3-0 Liverpool. Yeah.
Hanif, what do you reckon, mate?
I think Liverpool will win 2-1.
Luke.
I think maybe 3-1 Liverpool.
Paul, what do you reckon?
Yeah, Liverpool for me. West Ham got off the ball a bit. 2-0 Liverpool.
Tariq.
1-0 Liverpool. I think it'll be closer though than what other people think.
Yeah, I think 1-1. Just because everyone said Liverpool. Before we move on to the next game, one word. I'll start with you, Hanif, and we'll go back to Shahan. One word. Who's winning the league?
Liverpool Football Club.
All right, thanks, Hanif. Tariq, you go.
I'm going Liverpool.
Paul.
City.
Favourite back in Paul. Luke.
City.
I know Hanif said Liverpool. Luca.
I'm going City. I can't see Liverpool. I can't see City messing up, and I can't see Liverpool staying right behind City. I feel like Liverpool at some point are going to mess up and drop points, and I feel like City is going to stay at the top. No.
Shahan, finally, going to win the league.
Yeah, I think Pep won't allow City to lose the league, especially at that gap they had. I think they'll still come through the line, finish through the line, and City will take the league.
Yeah, I don't mind because as long as it's not United or Chelsea, I don't give a shit. I'm going to still say City because they've got easier running. Or Spurs, yeah, come on, Tottenham in Premier League, it's never happened, never will happen. We'll move on. Of course, I'm only going to start with one man. Tariq, how big is this game? We need to play well here. We need to play better than we did against Wolves to win this one.
I thought we was quite good against Wolves, in my opinion. I
don't think we were bad, but
yeah.
we need to play well because we can get caught. We can get caught cold here. Definitely, if we don't show up.
one thing we do need to do is take our chances, because we know with Roy Hodgson, their teams usually like to defend quite well. And these types of games, they do tend to turn up in, they picked up a point at Old Trafford in their last game. And I think this will be the difference between Arsenal and Man United in this top 4 race. Arsenal will win these games when Man United they're not consistent enough. Yes, they do pick up the odd win and that, like against Brighton, but they drop too many points. So I think it's vital that we do win these games, and let's take the importance off the games in hand, which are against Chelsea, Spurs at Spurs' ground, and Liverpool. We need to make sure we win these ones, and we should finish above United then, and the rest of the pack.
Yeah. I'm muted. I'm back. Regarding the lineup for this game, you expect him to play? Who do you expect him not to play? Because he's got everyone available and fit now. Do you think
Tomiyasu the big one? Is Tomiyasu going to be ready to start, and Emile Smith-Rowe? Because I know Emile Smith-Rowe came back yesterday from illness, and I think we missed him against Wolves. For me, I'm going to say this, Graham. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Right now, if there was a cup final tomorrow, who are you playing, Martinelli or Smith-Rowe?
Smith-Rowe's the best player in the Arsenal team, so he plays every season. He's the first name in the team sheet. But for me, he's our best player. I think Martinelli's getting slightly overhyped recently because he's been shit the last couple of games. He's headless chicken. Saka is the most frustrated footballer in the world. Every time he's on the right-hand side on the left peg, he doesn't look up and he shoots and he gets blocked. Watch games, you'll see him do it every time. And then sometimes he's brilliant. But for me, you've got to play Smith-Rowe. You have to play him. He makes a difference. I've seen him live 3-4 times this year. He is the difference to this team. We are better when he's in it. Fans who don't go to the games, who don't know nothing about football, will say, "Oh, he's a super sub." Fuck off, he's a super sub. Fuck off, dickhead. What do you reckon, Tariq?
For me, I think Smith-Rowe is better than Martinelli right now today. I do think that's the case, who knows when it happens, when it goes further on down the line, because I think Smith-Rowe's got that, he's more attractive. I think he's more aesthetically pleasing on the eye, how he dribbles, how he carries the ball, one-touch play. He's got that, I'm not saying he's this player, but that bit of Dennis Bergkamp about him, do you know what I mean? Whereas Martinelli is direct, and I think he'll score more goals than Smith-Rowe in his career. But for me, I would start Smith-Rowe for this game. Top goal scorer, you can't really go wrong with that. Yeah, cool. So it's going to be interesting, man.
We're not done with Arsenal yet before prediction. I'll go to you now, Paul. Regarding Arsenal, is it theirs to lose top 4 now? Do you think they'll get top 4?
Well, I don't know, because it's them. To me, it's them, United, even West Ham. I think you got a shout. But I don't know. Probably is. Arsenal in 4th at the minute.
We're 5th, but we've got 3 games in hand. But we're a point behind United, I believe.
Yeah, you have to, what's the points difference? 1.
One, I believe 1.
All right, so you need to win at least. You need to pick up 4 or 5 points from 2 games, or you need to win 2 of them 3. So they're quite hard games from what you said. So if you can win 2 of them 3 and get yourselves in that 4th spot, then it is yours to lose. Yeah, and I think if you do, if you get the 4th, I think you'll stay there. But it's just trying to get there.
Shahan, obviously you think United are going to finish 4th. So what are Arsenal going to do not to finish 4th?
I think it's Arsenal's games in hand. I can't see them winning them, to be honest. Big teams they're coming up against, they always play shit against big teams. I can't see them.
But Shahan, this is what. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say, but you've got City this weekend and we've got Watford. So then, even with the games in hand,
that's the thing. With the Premier League, you can't guarantee 3 points against Watford.
No, you can't.
That's the thing. That's the beauty about the league. You can't guarantee. We could
step
win.
up, Tariq.
Step up. Get 3 points. You guys
say what's in your heart, Tariq.
So that's the thing.
But that's it. We've got 3 games in hand, but then we've also got the teams that are in and around and below us that I believe we can beat, and I don't believe you can.
I guess we'll see in it, but I think we'll take 4th place.
Yeah, no, I still think that, but obviously let's not hope it. I've just got a bad feeling about the games in hand, but if we can win against Watford, that'd be great. Luke, have you got your Watford shirt ready?
I think it will be a tough game. I think it'll be a tough game for Arsenal. Obviously, Watford have sort of found their feet a little bit. Nicked a couple of results which I've been surprised by, to be honest. And I think there could be a bit of a shock.
Yeah, you would say that. Luca, Manuel Dennis and Sarr, if they play to their ability, they could cause us some problems, surely.
Yeah, obviously Arsenal and Watford are both strong sides, but I feel that it's going to be Arsenal's game that are going to win. Regarding top four, I feel like Arsenal will get top four because I know they've got games in hand, but then I feel like City going to beat United, which means United drop points, and Liverpool I feel are going to beat West Ham, so West Ham drop those points. So Arsenal are going to move up with those games in hand, and then they just got to hold their position. But because it's Arsenal, you don't know what their form's like. 1 minute they're good, 1 minute they're shit.
That's why I'm a bit worried. Tariq, Laura, 2-0 Arsenal with Tariq's super celebration. On his channel the other day, he looked like he was about to have a heart attack when Arsenal scored. It's hilarious. Please go to his channel, Tariq Talks. Just a few other comments. So, anyone else want to add anything regarding Watford Arsenal?
Come on, Watford.
Hasn't Arsenal's form been really good lately? I'm just saying. Listen, I'm being nice today. I'm just saying. I've shown my cards. I think on Monday, I think Arsenal will finish fourth. I think they're hungry. I saw it in that Wolves game. I think Lacazette's going to stay. I think the desire is there, and I actually believe that Arsenal will finish fourth. I think something what Manchester United lack is desire this season because they're a bit all over the place. And when was the last time Arsenal collapsed this season? It was at the beginning when they didn't have all their players. Now they've got most, if not all of them. No one can really say to me this season that Arsenal have not had. Arsenal are overachieving, but they're overachieving because those lads that have come in, they've all more or less done well. Maybe barring one, you could say, if there is one. But listen, credit to Arteta, and I think he's just going to get it, and I think he's just going to get Arsenal over the line in top four. I really do believe that. That Wolves second half showed me enough that, you know what, they're the ones that want it the most.
Score prediction. I'll start with you, Luke.
I'm going to go for a 1-1.
Bez?
I can see Watford get something out of this. I need the point, so draw for me, 1-1.
Shahan?
2-1 Watford.
Luca?
2-1 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal if Smith Rowe starts, if he's back.
T?
I think 2-0. I think we'll keep a clean sheet. Our defence, got to rate it, man.
Yeah, I do. I think 3-0. I think I get why Shahan and Luke are saying that. I understand that. But Paul, there's a reason why you're a Fulham fan there. Before we go to Tottenham Everton, we're just going to briefly just dip into the Championship because Paul is a Fulham fan. Not too long, Paul. You've got a time limit. And I'm joking. Fulham are basically going up. They're 10 points clear from second place. But you know, Blackburn are in the bouts in the top six. Is this a routine win, or is this a game that you can see
not
up
at
again?
all. I mean, Blackburn obviously. I think that Diaz is out. I think he's injured, isn't he? Their top scorer.
Yeah.
So that'll weaken them. No, it's not routine. I mean, everyone wants to beat us. To be fair, we've got the best team, best squad. So everyone wants to beat us. I mean, we've lost 5 games this season. We lost up at Blackpool 1-0, Coventry 4-1. So we can get turned over. I think the way we're playing at the minute, to me, we should win, but there's no guarantees of a win. You know, anyone in that Championship could beat anyone. Wouldn't surprise me if Blackburn come and rolled us over. But I would like to think that, you know, if we keep doing what we're doing, don't get sloppy or complacent, then I think we can nick this one,
But to me, Fulham are going up. That's not the question. I'll just ask the panel very briefly. One question for everyone. If Fulham do go up, are they going straight back down? Start with you, Shahan.
I mean, if they come up and they invest in players, then they can stay up because depending on the other teams, depending on the other teams that come up with Fulham, you know, easily them 2 other teams could go back down. But you know, I believe Fulham are a rich club. They've got a rich owner.
Yeah,
so
but
if they do invest,
under Jukanovic, we spent 120 million.
and went down.
And then he played 7 of them in the first game of the season, and it went tits up from there. So I think if we invest wisely and I don't think we need to add many, to be honest. Invest wisely, and then take it from there.
I just want to take a second to thank Shahan for explaining how relegation works.
Does anyone think Fulham will stay up if they go up? If they stay up next year, does anyone think they'll go straight? What does everyone think, briefly?
I think it's going to be interesting depending on who goes down this season.
Yeah.
There's a couple of clubs that I think are not going to get any real investment and they're only going to go downhill. If they can manage to stay up this season, then I think they're the ones that are going to go down.
Yeah, I mean, when we go up, Silva's playing a good brand of football at the minute. He can't play that in the Premiership against certain teams, but we can't against most of the big teams. Parker then on the other and last season played some absolute fucking shit football last season. It was dire. We called it Parker ball, and we were like 1 chance per game. Didn't look like conceding many, but never look like scoring many. So Silva's got to try and find the right mix in certain games. I think if we keep Silva and he finds some sort of system to play in, then I think we'll be all right. But obviously, I'll take 17th if we go up. Obviously, just stay up.
I think you and Norwich are just swapping places for the normal season. I think you'll go straight back down. No offense, but we'll see. I could be wrong. I'll let you have a little bit more time, and it's your team. What do you think the score will be here for Bez?
It could be anything. I mean, it could be 6-2, could be 7-0, could be whatever. But I'll go for 2-0 Fulham.
Fair enough. We'll move on. We'll bring this team in here. We'll talk about shit. Luke, what's it like being a Tottenham fan at the moment? It's up and down.
It's the same. It's the same as it's always been, Graham.
What's the expectation for this game? Go on.
Well, I mean, everything really is sort of pointing towards us. Everton obviously are a bit despondent at the minute. They had the call go against them against City that they've now had an apology for, which I'm
awful decision.
I bet they're really happy about because that's going to make a difference.
Big clubs.
Yeah, I think this is all on us. Just we need to bring it to them. We can't let them have too much of the ball. I think they are a bit sloppy in possession. Some tactical pressing, just cutting off the passing lines. One thing that does concern me is our midfield with Skip and Bentancur out, having Winks and Højbjerg in there at a minute. I mean, Højbjerg sort of turns up every other game, and the games he doesn't turn up, he seems to be running around like a headless chicken.
Robert.
But I think this is our game to lose, really. And we've had a few of those games and we've lost them recently. So, I never know how to call these ones, especially with our inconsistency of late.
I know Borough was a shit show, but if you play like you did against Leeds, then surely it'd be 3 points.
Yeah, I'd say it should be. It should be. I think we were poor against Borough. We had a couple of calls that were a little bit didn't go our way, but Middlesbrough were a better team on the day.
I thought they played really good football. They played really good football. It was like
they did. They did, and in fairness to them, they had multiple opportunities to score that should have been buried before extra time was even in the question. This game, we need to press. We need to get forward. I think being at home, it's really the time to sort of show the fans that we mean business, and the players are on board with Conte's system, and they're going to stay alert and dedicated for 90 minutes. So I think this is really the key, because a lot of people are sort of coming a little bit despondent with the players. Not so much Conte; he's getting a bit of a free pass at the minute.
I'll go with anything else to say about this game, that Tottenham or Everton.
I think with Everton, Frank Lampard, isn't it? That's a factor. I think that will play a factor involved. These things do matter in football, you see, because that's how Frank Lampard managed to grab a win when he was there last season, and even so. For me, I just feel that with Tottenham, this is a mentality issue with the players and with the whole club. Apart from Conte, Conte feels like the black sheep throughout all of this, in terms of he's the only one who really wants, like, he was a winner, and everyone else, yeah, they'll turn up for a game and may nick the odd goal and win. But for me, for Everton, when you're playing these teams at the bottom, it's difficult. And we know Everton do have the quality in there with the likes of Calvert-Lewin. As long as he can stay fit, get himself there, he'll cause a problem for the likes of Eric Dyer. And so, I don't know, man. I feel like Tottenham, it's a slippery slope downhill for me. And for the end of the season, I just think that Conte will leave eventually because of once again, it goes back to the ownership. You can't, there's only so much you can do. It's that glass ceiling once again. So I think Everton might grab a point.
Okay. Anything else from anyone? No, it's Tottenham, isn't it? Anything you want to add, Luke?
No, I mean, just on Tariq's point. Yeah, I mean, the summer and Conte, that all does fall on the board. You know, he's made some public pleas, if you like. Well, they weren't really pleas; they were more demands that give me what I want or I'll walk. So that's what Daniel Levy holds the cards for the summer, and we need to spend, and we need to spend big. But with who Conte wants, we can't be going for these second-rate players. I mean, the players we've been linked with in the past that we've ended up with, you know, someone else, it's ridiculous. Just because we can get them for cheaper, and we think we can sell them for a profit later on. Conte likes proven players, a little bit older. That's goes against our ethos. We, you know, buying young. But at the end of the day, we need experience, and we need the winning mentality. We need to bring the players in that have that mentality and can instill that into maybe some of the younger players. You can't, you know, for years we were the youngest average age in Premier League sides. No, that's not the best recipe for success. You know, it's all about balance. So. Yeah, I think we need to buy experience. We need to buy players that fit into the system, and that Conte trusts as well. And if he doesn't get that, I can completely understand him leaving. And I think fans' voices will be heard if that does happen.
Okay,
Luke, can I just ask? I was
Go
just going to
on,
ask, Luke, your thoughts on your director of football. Obviously, Levy's gone out and got this guy from Juventus, I believe. What are your thoughts about that? And do you actually see a bright future with him in charge and bringing in the right personnel? Because obviously he's brought, I can't remember his name, and you call him Big Daddy Cool.
Kulusevski.
Kulusevski and the other lad. And what are your thoughts about him and just generally like the short-term future in the next 2 or 3 years? With him in that role?
Him and Conte have had a good working relationship in the past. Conte seems to trust him, at least publicly. Whether that's different behind the scenes is another matter. I think he is part of the reason why he came to the club as well. I think there was a couple of signings that didn't necessarily work out. I mean, Emerson Royale, I can't see him ever becoming anything really. And yeah, I think, but it's hard. It's always hard with Tottenham. It's always difficult because you never know where the strings are being pulled. You never know whether someone has free reign or whether they're being told who to buy, how much they can spend. You know, X, Y, Z. So if he is given free reign, obviously then that is to fall on him, and that was part of the reason why Steve Hitchens gone to Everton, because he wasn't given that free reign. Whether that's the case or not, I don't know, but you can see the recruitment wasn't necessarily there. We sort of hit one out the park with Ali, and then he, you know, fell out the sky. He fell out of the sky, but yeah, I think.
Dele Alli, I forgot about that. Playing this game might be.
If he's given free reign, then you know, I think you with his experience, his contacts, you just need to let him cook. is the phrase that everyone's using at the moment.
We'll just go to score predictions. Before we do that, my brother, I know where you lived on, so be nice to Spurs. Laura's 1-0 Tottenham because she's Brentford, so I get that. Just this one occasion. I'll start with you, Shahan. Score prediction.
Yeah, I think Tottenham very up and down. Lampard's got a point to prove, so I can see this going 2-2.
Luca, what's the score going to be?
Yeah, Shahan said, you cannot predict Spurs. You never know. Obviously, that City game, they did well. But then, who did they lose to after? Was it Burnley? So you never know. So I'm going to say 1-1.
Did you a win, I think. 3-1 Tottenham.
Bez?
Same as Shard. I was thinking 2-2. I think Fat Frank will get a point out of it.
Tariq?
I think 1-1. I really do. Dele Alli return.
Yeah. Luke?
I'm going to go for a 2-0 Spurs. I think that's the result that we need. I think we need to keep a clean sheet. And I think Conte's really going to drum that into the players to stay alert.
I love that comment. Shahan's going to get splintered if he sits on the fence any longer. I'm going 2-0 Everton because fuck you, Tottenham.
At least I gave you a draw.
Yeah.
Can I change it?
No, that's it. No, it's not. We've got 5 games left, so the next 5 games we'll do a score prediction. Norwich versus Brentford. I'll start with you, Tariq. What's the score going to be here? Be nice. The Mrs. Sports Brentford.
I know. Oh, do you know what? It's a difficult one, because Norwich aren't as bad as people may think. Yeah, they are rock bottom, but that's because of how poor they were at the start of the season. But Brentford, I do like Brentford as a team. Was Tony fit? Yeah, is Tony fit?
Yeah, he'll start.
I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford then.
What's the score, Paul? Well, Paul, what do you reckon the score be?
Bloody hell. This is one I was dreading to predict. Draw's no good for Norwich, but won't be bad for Brentford. But Norwich, they're leaking goals over the place, aren't they? Norwich, bet minus 40 goal difference. Brentford need a win from somewhere, and I think they could get it at Norwich. 1-0 Brentford. Pains me to say it, 1-0 Brentford.
I just heard Ella and Laura just go, "Yay!" When
Fulham playing back in Brentford wins unusual.
Luke, score.
Can you turn the volume down a little bit first?
Oh,
I can see this being a 1-0 Norwich.
I understand that one. You're barred. No, I'm just... Hanif? I don't know where he's gone. Luca, what do you think the score's going to be?
I'm going to say 2-0 Brentford.
2-0 Brentford. Hanif, you back? What do you think the score will be?
I think Norwich are going to win. I go 2-1 Norwich.
See, it's Laura. She's unplugged the Wi-Fi. That's what she knew was coming.
And Shahan, what do you think the score will be?
Yeah, I think this game for Brentford will be a game that they have to win, and I can see them coming away with the 3 points. So 2-1.
Yep, cool. Yep, thank you. She's in the background here going, "What?" I like Luca. Hanif, what? It's hilarious.
You see what you've done? Yeah, you're not welcome back, Hanif.
Yeah.
She didn't hear me then, that's right.
Yeah. She did. 1-0 Brentford I'm going to go for because, I have to. And I think they'll win this one, Tony. We move on. Leicester versus Leeds. I'll start with this one. Leeds have got a new manager, so they're going to win this one 1-0. Shahan?
Yeah, I think Leeds, obviously, new manager at the helms. Leicester, they're coming off. Did they win 2-0 away?
Yeah, against
Burnley.
Oh, yeah.
I can see Leicester coming away with this, to be honest. 2-1.
Yeah, okay. Luca?
Yeah, I see Leicester winning 2-0.
All the favourite backings here today. Hanif?
Yeah, Maddison and Vardy are back, so I believe Leicester will win the game. So I think it'll be 3-1 Leicester.
Was that me?
Yeah, that's you, Luke.
You went quiet. I'll go 2-1 Leeds.
predicted Leicester in your own predictions. Covering all bases.
I can't remember.
Paul, what do you score?
I'm going Leicester 2-0.
And Tariq.
I'm gonna go Leeds. You know, guys, it's this end point of the season. This is where the games. Hey, Sean, you said it about the Premier League. You said it. So I think that leaky defense for Leicester. I think Leeds will grab this one 2-1.
Cool. Well, all right, 3 more left. We'll start Wolves versus Palace.
Also, that prediction was recorded in the car. The last
Fair
one.
enough,
So I don't really pay much attention to it.
Wolves Palace. I'll start with you, Hanif. What do you think the score will be here? Be nice, eagle eyes watching. And Phil.
It depends the way Wolves set up. But if Wolves are at home, I think Wolves will win. I think Wolves will win 2-1. I think they're really good. They're decent at home. So 2-1 Wolves.
Luca, what do you think the score will be, mate?
Don't know. I feel it's going to be a bit of a tight game. I'm going to say it's going to be 1-0 Wolves.
Down the middle, what do you think the score will be?
I think Wolves will be obviously gutted against that result against Arsenal. And I think Wolves will take this 1-0.
Tariq?
I think this will be one of the games of the weekend, personally. 2 very good sides. For me, Wolves to take it, though, I'm going to say 2-1.
Paul?
Wolves for me. I think it'll be 3-1. I know I don't score many that often, but 3-1 for me.
Luke?
I can see this being a 1-1.
I can see this being a ball draw 0-0.
Oh, so the opposite of me.
Yeah. No, I had that in my mind before you, Tariq, promise. All right.
Yes.
Newcastle versus the most overrated team in the Premier League. They've lost 3 in a row and are fucking shit.
And they got a fucking
anyway,
ugly manager.
Newcastle. Listen, we're not doing very well at the moment. Newcastle versus Brighton. I'll start with you. We'll start with you, Luca. What do you think the score will be? Newcastle versus Brighton.
I'm going to say it's going to be a boring 0-0.
Paul.
I can see Brighton get something out of it. They're on a shit run, I know they are at the minute, but they've got Graham Potter at the helm, so 1-1 for me.
Luke.
2-0 Newcastle.
Tariq.
Is Adam Webster back, do we know? Because I think he's the big one for Brighton. I'd say he's the one. Since his injury, that's when it's gone downhill. I'm going to say, if Adam Webster's back, I'm going to say, 2-1 Brighton. Just for Graham.
Yeah, I agree with you. Brighton overrated in the league. Obviously, Eddie Howe's come in, rejuvenated Newcastle, and I think they'll take the win 2-0.
Hanif?
I think it's going to be a draw. I think it'll be 2-2 draw for me.
7-0 Newcastle. No, I'm joking. I think it'll be 1-0 Newcastle. Last game, Aston Villa versus Southampton. Southampton on really good form at the moment. So I'll start with this prediction. I think this is actually going to be a draw 2-2. Luke, what do you think the score will be?
To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if Southampton take all 3 points here. I think it might be a 1-0 Southampton. Okay,
Hanif?
I'm going with Saints. I'm a big fan of Ralph Hasenhuttl. I love the way he plays. He's underrated in my opinion. I think Saints will win 2-1.
Tariq?
I'm going against the favourites. I'm going to go for Villa for this one. Very inconsistent Villa are, and Southampton. I think they'll put all their eggs in the cup basket.
Paul?
Tough one. I agree with what Neve said about Hasenhuttl and Southampton. They're going well at the minute. I like what he's doing there. Been a bit inconsistent. I fancy Southampton to nick this one 1-0.
Shahan?
Yeah, I think Southampton, obviously, they're just coming off that big FA Cup win for them. Oh, wait, was they away to West Ham, right? 3-1?
At home.
They're at home.
Okay, yeah, so obviously still a big win for them. I think that will take out a lot of energy off the players. And I think, obviously, Gerrard, the Aston Villa squad, I think they'll take the win 2-1.
And finally, Luca, what do you think the score will be?
I think in the opposite. I think it's going to be Southampton 2-1. I can see both teams scoring, but Southampton going to get that extra goal.
Okay. That's all 10 games done. Before we go, I've got one more question for everyone. So I'll go first. You can all have a think about it. It's the guarantee of the weekend. So you're going to have to say one thing that you guarantee is going to happen regarding these 10 fixtures. So one thing. So I'll go first. Tottenham will not beat Everton. That's my prediction. It's a guarantee. Tottenham will not beat Everton. I'll start with you, Shahan. What's your guarantee of the weekend?
Harry Maguire's going to start.
Fair enough. Yep. Luca? Have a think. If you're not sure, we'll come back.
I'm going to say Lukaku's going to start.
Yeah. Hanif?
Chelsea are going to beat Burnley.
Nice. He's gone safe there. Go on, Luke. What's your guarantee of the weekend?
Tottenham to give their fans false hope.
Paul, what's your guarantee of the weekend?
My guarantee, I reckon Man City to score 3 or more.
Yep. And Tariq, guarantee of the weekend.
For me, it's that Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Sorry, I like Luke as well, man. I just have to.
Yeah. No.
Well, we started singing it against Leeds. We're just taking it on.
Oh.
Well, that's it for today's show, guys. A few more comments. Hang on. Graham to slag off Potter. Yeah, that always happens. What's the bleeding story, Graham? Thank you,
Big up,
Dalboy.
Del Boy.
Big up, Dalboy. If you're not subscribed to his channel, Dalboy TV. He's an Arsenal fan. What's the crack? What's the bloody story, as he says? But seriously, Dele Alli to stink the place out. Phil, my co-host, absolutely has an obsession with Dele Alli. Mine's is Graham Potter. His is Dele Alli. And then finally, Graham to lose his voice. No, fuck off. Anyway, that's it for today. Before I go to you lot, to each person, just a final word from each of you. Coming on the channel today, just before this live show, was our latest upload, the top 10 Premier League strikers of all time. Listen, it is my opinion, and people are going to moan, but I don't care. If you haven't watched it, click on the link. It's on the channel, top 10 Premier League strikers of all time. I'll give you a little clue. There's actually 11, but we're going to say 10. There's a few rules, and there's no Ronaldo, because Ronaldo is not classed as a striker in his prime. That's enough on that. Anyone's got any questions, you can message me. Anyway, before we go, I'd just like to go to everyone, just a final word and where they can find you. If you want to be found, I'll start with you, Shahan.
You can find me somewhere, anywhere.
On a fence.
Starting to sound like a prostitute there.
No, right.
Luca, where can we find you, mate?
You can find me on Instagram, Lucas Skog.
A lot of followers, by the way. You got, yeah. You got TikTok as well.
Yeah, I don't do fuck all with that.
Yeah, that's cool. Fair enough. You can find him, Lucas Skog. Hanif, where can we find you?
Yeah, anywhere and everywhere. I'm on Munzi Talks, Tariq Talks, Eagle Eyed Football, Daddy of the Dons, and that's it for now.
Yeah, big up Munzi Talks. He was on earlier on Munzi Talks. Myself, Tariq, Luke, and Hanif go on there. Hanif's a co-host. Good channel. If you're not subscribed to that channel, subscribe to Munzi Talks along with Delboy Gunner and Eagle Eye Football. And there's another channel, but we'll get to him in a minute. Luke, no one wants to find you. And do you want anyone to find you?
No, I'll be down the pub.
Of course, he's a Tottenham fan. Doesn't want to be found.
Yeah, Luke's always on air.
Found my sorrows.
Paul,
I know,
do you know how to use social media?
But tonight you'll find me Bedfont Sports Club.
Fair enough. Check out Graham's Arsenal Premier League strikers video. Yep. That's me. So there's a picture of me and Thierry Henry, but it's Henry's face on Laura's body.
I saw that one.
And Tariq, finally with you, mate. Where can we find you? Big up your channel, mate.
Yeah, Tariq Talks, guys. You can come check us out there. We talk all things football, not just Arsenal. So yeah, I'll be watching Liverpool, Watford this weekend, Watford, Arsenal. Liverpool, West Ham, Watford, Arsenal, and the Manchester derby. So yeah, come check us out over there. It'll be a great one.
His watch-alongs are hilarious, especially of Arsenal fans. So if you're not already following him, follow himself, Tariq Talks. And obviously, if you're not watching now and you're not following us, subscribe to our channel. We're on Instagram. Daddy and the Don Sports. We're also on Twitter. What was the Palace prediction? I think everyone said Wolves or draw. Eagle Eye.
I think we said Wolves win. I think most of us.
I said 0-0 Eagle Eye. I think that'd be a ball draw.
1-0.
Yeah.
No one said Palace to win Eagle Eye because everyone paid it back. All these and then well done, lads. Thank you, Phil. Smash the likes. Well done, Graham. Arsenal shit.
Rob Brett, fuck off.
Rob Brett. That's it for today. I'd just like to thank Shahan. Thank you, mate. Luca, thanks for coming on. Hanif, always a pleasure. Love you the bits coming on again. Luke, thanks for coming on. I'll see you again next week, probably. Paul, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And
Cheers,
Tariq,
guys.
always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on. I'll take a draw. Wicked show. With that said, that's all for today's show. Thank you again,
Cheers,
everyone,
guys.
and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Right, cheers,